Okay, now, there used to be an old show. You won't remember this because you guys are too young. But there was an old game show that was on TV. It was called I've Got a Secret.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't admit to that. 'Cause that's pretty long ago.
Yeah, that's pretty old.
That's what I was going to say.
That Bill Cullen, was that the host?
Okay, so you have a secret.
Mm-hmm.
Should we tell the audience?
Sure.
You had a lap band.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work out that well.
Not at all.
Okay.
No, it was a nightmare.
Don't
do it.
So you mind just brief summary what the story was?
Well, I didn't meet any of the criteria in the States for obesity help, so I had to venture outside of our coastline to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pleasant experience. My family still thinks I'm nuts, but I have no regrets to going to Mexico, except when I got my band, within 2 months it had slipped.
Oh, I see.
Once again, I was in a nightmare situation because no physician wanted to touch me because of malpractice or just legalities. They didn't put it in. They didn't want to be responsible for taking it out, I suppose. So I had to go back to Mexico and take it out. Meanwhile, I had to be admitted to the hospital for dehydration. And that was in Orlando. That was the only physician that would see me was in that area. It was just a nightmare. And so still I didn't meet any of the criteria to get obesity help until Dr. Rutledge. And so I am a big fan of yours.
Pardon me?
I'm a big fan.
And I paid you how much? Actually, she's not a patient. We pay her to come to seminars and act. She works for Cirque du Soleil downtown.
Right.
Good. Well, great. And so after you had the band taken out,
Mm-hmm.
and you came here and you had surgery last Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And how did it go?
It's fine. 2 days went fine, then Saturday was hump day. I think that was when my body was coming off anesthesia totally, and it was kind of an iffy day, and then it was just Katie barred the door from there. I was fine.
Good. Did you go out and do some fun things?
I spent some money.
Oh, really? You went shopping?
You can't come to the outlets and not spend money.
I love those outlets. So say a word out.
Yeah. Vegas is a good place to go for surgery.
Right. Remember I said I'm part of the Visitors Bureau
Right.
here, right? So good. So you left us a little bit of help for our roads and schools.
Exactly.
Good. Good job. Can we ask where you stayed?
We stayed at the Hampton Inn.
And what do you think?
Wonderful. They could not have been better.
And that was free, is that right?
That was awesome. I want to thank the staff for putting us up. That was just incredible. That helped me make my way across the nation to have the surgery. It was just that little extra that helped.
Good. Well,
So
we're
thank
happy
you.
about that. We got kind of a deal from those hotels, so good. Okay, you said this week you had some bumps. Are there questions? Anything you and I should go over?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
You say after 2 weeks to start your vitamins and then take them 3 times a day.
Right.
Is that because your body's having trouble hit and miss absorbing each
Yeah.
vitamin? So that makes me ask the question about my medications. Are they hit and miss, going to absorb
Really
my
good
system?
question. It turns out that not all foods and vitamins and medicines are affected the same by the bypass. So salt and water you can absorb great. If you think about it, many foods you have to digest to absorb. You have to digest them to absorb them. And in fact, your body was doing such a good job ahead of time of digesting and absorbing that you got heavy. So your gut, which has the purpose in life of digesting and absorbing food, was doing its job, but it was like an overachiever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the kid in class who always has his hand up, Bobby, we know that you know the answer. Give the kids. So your small intestine, your gut, your GI tract was doing its job, but 10 times more. So the surgery is designed to actually interfere with the digestion and absorption, right? Mm-hmm. And it will do that, and it will do it particularly with the digestion and absorption of fat and calories. That's good. Now, as you point out, your question, I think, relates to how does the gastric bypass affect other things? All right. Number one, does it affect medicines? And as far as we can tell, it almost has no effect on medicines because medicines don't usually require digestion for absorption. Now, it does affect medicines in one way because we expect people with high blood pressure to get low blood pressure. So their medicines can be withdrawn. But it's not the absorption that makes a difference. Now, vitamins are a little different. Some vitamins require special transport mechanisms for absorption. Calcium and iron and B12 are good examples. They require special transport systems, and they are interfered with by the gastric bypass. So vitamin D, for example, is another one. So vitamin D, B12, calcium, iron, all those things we need more of. And so that's why you're taking the vitamins at higher doses. But medicines in general don't require digestion, and so you shouldn't need to adjust them, say, for example, if you were to have a tooth taken out.
Sorry.
That's okay. So if you need a tooth taken out and they say you need some penicillin, you would not generally need to adjust that dose. Now there's just a new article that came out, though, that's somewhat different than that, and it said that medicines like Prozac and others decrease their absorption after the mini-gastric bypass. I have not seen that with our patients, but you might want to pay attention to. There might be a medicine that might make a difference, but the vast majority of our experience says medicines doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
Vitamins, a few make a difference, and that's why we give you the higher dose.
All right.
Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Other questions?
Nope.
No? How about from the boss? Any questions? Are you happy? How she
Yeah,
did?
real happy. Did you want to ask me about the kind of having the sweats?
Oh, one day I just woke up just drenched.
Mm-hmm.
I had a hysterectomy 10 years ago, so I don't think it's hormones.
Shouldn't be hormones, should it?
Mm-mm.
Should does not equal is. So I'm not certain, but the most common answer for that is it's a hormonal change. Now, you shouldn't have any estrogen if you have no ovaries. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Not quite correct. It's close.
That's a
But-
trick question, man.
No, I think it's
Reeling me.
No, I think it's a good answer, and it's close to being 100% correct. But just to let you know, the ovaries are not the 100% source of every bit of estrogen in the body. There's a little bit of estrogen that comes from the adrenal glands, and there's a small amount of estrogen that's actually created peripherally in the cells. Not very much compared to what's out in the body. Otherwise, so there might be a slight change, and certainly if you ask it the question a different way, we do see occasional patients of ours who, even though they're post-hysterectomy or post-menopausal, can act like their estrogen is going down a bit and respond to a brief period of an estrogen patch. So if that were to continue, if you were to see other kind of symptoms, if you were to get tearful or grumpy and things like that, even though you shouldn't have a drop in estrogen because you don't have your ovaries, there is still a possibility that you might see some estrogen-type symptoms because of the extra body weight. You might have a little extra estrogen production in the peripheral tissues. You might have a small amount of extra estrogen from conversion of the other steroid hormones in the body to estrogen through the adrenals and other peripheral systems, and that is going to drop if there is any, and you might see a little change.
Okay.
Unlikely, possible, maybe kind of thing, but it could be.
All right.
It's like they say for a lot of things, nothing's 100%. So,
Okay.
good. Other questions or no? Okay. Do we have our gloves and things to take the staples out?
Church was bringing that down.
Okay. Do you want to go get it?
Yeah.
Because we need to do that. All right. Well, we'll let you go for a second. We'll get your staples out in just a few
Thank you.
minutes. Thank you.